good is going to happen today.
Quite often, outsiders call this place the Dragon Museum. Pleased to meet you. My name is Ulan, and I oversee this city of origin. Here, you can learn the tales of the ancestors who received the wisdom and blessing of the seventh witch born from Lebreska's first death. For my veins carry the blood of the one who brought this calamity upon the mountain of eternal winter. As a descendant of Silver Frond, I sought to atone for his past sins by renouncing the city and settling here in the highlands. Even when the other descendants of Silver Frond responded to the Great Founder's call, abandoned, we chose to remain. Oh, all of these relics were collected by us members of the Dragon Appreciation Society. Simply put, all of us here are what you might call dragon aficionados. There's countless dragon relics yet to be found, scattered all over the globe. Go on, take your time, and have a good long look around. If you found yourself the dragon Lebreska, scourge of all dragonkind, she devoured the hearts of her kin, and thus reigned over the Golden Mountain. Long into her rule, and with all who would seek to challenge her slain, a flame appeared. Was this a trick of the gods, or a test? And so it was that Lebreska came to possess the god-consuming flame, Yeenix. She used this flame to challenge the authority of those gods. But she underestimated them. They tore from her body all wing and all limb, and wrought eternal winter upon Golden Mountain, so its name and glory would be forever lost. It was in this pitiful state that Lebreska experienced her first death, laying herself to rest in the haven of slumbering origin. The flame nestled deep in her heart. But from Lebreska's first death, Bronte, Witch of Thunder, she who rends the dragon's wings, Cahel, Witch of Blight, she who rots the dragon's claws, Sethra, Witch of Rifts, she who splits the dragon's scales, Lesha, Witch of Fever, she who drains the dragon's energy, Marsh, Witch of Swamps, she who binds the dragon's ankles, Owena, Witch of Ruin, she who collapses the dragon's airways, and last but not least, Arethia, Witch of Erasure, she who expunges all fear of dragons. Lebreska, Keeper of the Golden Mountain, even at the brink of death, bestowed upon us a gift. For from her death did these 7 witches arise, who used their mystical powers to protect us from the fearsome dragons. Many moons passed under their protection, But we knew the 7 witches would one day die and herald in it while its golden heap. Sadly, that era of misfortune came sooner than expected, for fate is a cruel mistress, and she will not be denied. Erethia, the Witch of Erasia, fell in love with the human Silver Frond, and in doing so, neglected her sworn duty. The 6 witches recanted the wisdom and blessings they had bestowed upon Silver Frond, then slew Erethia with Libresca's fang. The once forgotten fear of dragons resurfaced, suffocating the humans who trembled in fear at this apparent curse wrought by the 6 witches. Play with the flames of love, and you will be burned. Silver Frond made his way to... The god told Silver Frond that he must retrieve the Yenix, the holy flame still in the embrace of the dead golden dragon, if his wish is to be granted. So Silver Frond ascended the mountain of eternal winter, only to find Libresca alive, living her second life. There, he learned of the Yenix's true might, that it has the power to consume gods, and realized that he had been deceived by the wish-granting god. Can fate ever be denied? For just as he had with Erethia, when Silver Frond's eyes fell upon Libresca in that fateful encounter, he fell blindly in love with her. And Libresca, who clung to life just barely thanks to the Yenix, found comfort in the lonely human before her. And the mountain of eternal winter soon saw a warmer winter unfold. But then the Knights of Dawn arrived. But then I vowed... Not to mention, there's someone waiting for you outside. Stop by again sometime. The City of Origin is always open.
There you are! Our Dark Knight is being questioned. Who'd have thought they'd be always acting...
What? You think me and Bayarma look alike? Nonsense!
What the all bets, real...
You can't climb it. If you're going to climb the mountain.
You won't...
We grew every fruit. I'm so... Tell him, buy a bonding.
Zubat?
Hi there. Unfortunately.
Be a bet.
Livestock have their livestock.
The spill don't...
Would you mind get oak pills are sometimes used as medicine. And some of these are we make oak pills using it. Some of these are some of these are dangerous.
All those wishing to stay here must... These are the talented... Ah, you're right.
While grateful for your previous offer, we Aker must respectfully decline.
Ooh, are you the friend of this liar? I'll conduct a simple test of truth to see if you truly are friends.
So many meaningless steps to confirm the comings and goings of one man.
Silence! Don't you dare especially with how low the public sentiment has become nowadays. Never thought I'd live to see the day where the Highlands would be overrun with suspicion. I thought the stories of poison oak pills were mere fiction, and yet it's been revealed that the oak pill research labs were robbed.
Are we getting fired?
Before I have to take responsibility and relinquish myself from this position, I shall uncover the truth behind this mysterious interloper. Now, a test that will surely uncover the truth. Any real adventurer could easily answer these questions. First question. Patrigio's leopard's name is Naru.
No. Patrigio...
Second question.
Soon its wings shall be clipped.
Third. Serendia's Princess Jarette is...
If your room among...
It appears you do speak the truth. Your identity is cleared, so I shall grant you access to the records.
Nothing seems out of place. This entry shows a Hillsworn name, Mahia.
Let me see. Ah, that one. Perfect being, perfect being, perfect being. They kept repeating that. That's why the captain took them to the Oak Pill Research Lab, to see if they could treat them.
Perfect being, eh? It wasn't their memory they lost. More like their free will.
So you're not an adventurer, but a detective by trade, hmm? My apologies for the mix-up. But tell me, why do you think so?
Their handwriting. It looks too erratic, like it was forced. I speak from experience.
Oh! Did you say perfect being? That's the mantra of the Sezek barbarians. I may have overheard it while I was doing a bit of schmoozing over at Camp Balix. Ah! I know this is all super...
Humans came to despise Silverfrond, but we are ever in his debt. This is the place where he researched methods of transporting the Yenix. It required much wisdom to be imparted by Labreska herself. To make use of her wisdom, we created the Oak Pill. The poison drawn from the fang of that monster.
It was the devious actions of that monster? It didn't seem that intelligent. Our shaman Invish didn't mention seeing such a monster on the path of prophecy either.
Blind faith in prophetic paths is folly. For if all prophecies came to fruition, this world would already be in ruin.
Please report these findings to the...
Oh, I'm great. Do you know what the...
I found the answers. The witches smiled, but inside they were weeping. They who had thrown themselves in a pit of deep despair. Why, and for what? I cannot see it. Past the day the festivities should have been held, what was Arethia trying to tell us?
On the day the Khan entered the woods, the chief of the Oak Jinshini uttered something much the same. For that day was supposed to be a day of celebration. The day when the seal of the tablet left by the seventh witch was to be broken.
But the reason why the witch's tablet has remained sealed in separate parts until now is not because we have yet to reach the end of our path of prophecy. No, it's more like this was all part of the grand design from the start, in order to reveal a distant future that may occur.
But don't the stone tablets say that the closer we are to the end of...
That was probably so we would not forget about the future. That was probably... That was probably so...
On that day, which was supposed to be a celebration for our bets and Okjinshini alike, a mysterious explosion occurred at the Shere Khan iron mines. Maybe that explosion awakened the very thing the witch feared.
Do you suppose it had anything to do with that strange monster no one had ever seen or heard of?
Ah, during all the chaos that occurred on that day, there were some who took the opportunity to flee from that place.
I believe they'll be able to enlighten us more on what exactly happened on that day.
Oh, aren't you? Give me a moment. I will hide your dark presence. The marking on your skin...
At the outskirts of the mountain, these poor souls barely...
Wasn't even looking for a good place. Felt wherever there were humans, we could start anew. That inhumane scum took us to the Shere Khan iron mines.
I don't remember this place being so overrun with scumbags. It's just like with that goblin. He was heading to the citron orchards from Awena's tale, but was accidentally led to the charcoal burner.
In Calpheon, there's a saying. Don't blink, or you might lose your nose. The upstanding citizens of Hydael could never imagine such a thing.
Anyway, I've got some meal tickets for some top-quality dishes. Would you be so kind as to hand them out?
These poor souls...
It was swarming with those Sezek barbarians.
Care to share exactly what happened?
They said stuff like, "Perfect being, my crusty behind," and that Dayan, he's just a human runaway from Dregan.
Dayan? I remember seeing him when he was on the run in Dregan, a human winning the favor of all the Sezeks. It's unheard of, especially when it appears he joined them immediately after being cast out from Dregan.
Just as they mentioned in the Oak Pill research labs. Is there some unknown entity pulling the strings from the shadows?
That's enough. He may look all right on the outside, but he's suffering from internal wounds. Moreover, if we aren't able to break those shackles, it's only a matter of time before the Ahib come knocking.
I suggest they be moved as far away as possible, at least until their shackles are broken. This place is still far too close.
Please, you have to protect us. We shall flee to the ends of the earth if we have to. Anything but returning to that hellhole.
Hell is found all over. But once my business here in the Mountain of Eternal Winter is done, I shall help you find a place to settle.
Oh, sorry to...
Get a fresh pint of Ailton Ale with a splash of sweet goat's milk.
Once I came to, I realized I was not in Nachman, but in History of Ruins.
I told you to seek out the alchemist Karashu at the Sandgrain Bazaar.
I have a more interesting tale to share with you. Say,
Don't suppose you know the true identity of Deboreka?
Somewhere people the world over can gather.
Greetings. If you've come to eat, I need to see your meal ticket.
Meal ticket?
Huh? What? The meal ticket? My meal ticket! My meal ticket! Sorry. I had so many tickets and there were so many hungry faces. I think I just got caught up and gave them all away.
Such a strong voice from such a small body. Your colleagues must be quite mad at you now. No meal ticket, huh? I can still offer you a chance to taste my cooking. That is, only if you play a match with me. A match of what, you ask? Recently, some adventurer crossed over from Balanos and taught me this game called Yar. Just one match, and if you win, I'll feed you myself. Otherwise, go purchase a meal ticket.
Yar?
Secret of my cooking? Well, just trust your instincts and the results will surprise you. That's my secret. It's almost done, so why not take a look around while you wait? What do you think? It's rather small, and yet a perfect world. The folk here may all look ordinary, but over there, that person was once known as the best blacksmith in all of Kepler, and that one, the greatest farmer in all of Ilya Island. The Abets are quite skilled at recruiting the most talented folk from all over the continent.
I can smell the egotism wafting.
Your nose is not wrong.
It appears our journey together is almost at its end. We've already reached the trial of the Fifth Witch. I thought it'd be a quiet trek to retrieve the eunuchs, but we've practically worn holes in our boots. The conflict between the Oak Jinshini and the Abets. It all began with a poisoned oak pill. We've suspected Dayan of being the mastermind, and yet, as the Oak Jinshini chief mentioned earlier, he lit only the spark. The sooner the eunuchs resting in the haven of slumbering origin is extinguished, the quicker all this strange phenomena will end. If we succeed, I suppose you'll be hailed as a hero in these parts as well. Look at that fox, living only for today. I hope we can find his brother. It's been some time since I've seen a place so filled with human aroma. What will I do once I've erased the burden of this mark? Once this journey ends, I shall disappear to a corner of Balanos unbeknownst to all. Together with Jarrett, I wish to work the lands there. Some children, perhaps. 3 is a good number. 2 sons and a daughter. If the children take after their mother, it would be quite a lively household.
The Fifth Witch is the eye that climbed out.
Seek out Gonzarig in the Highlands, and if you need my aid, send word by his hawk.
You aided us at Bronte's boat, and now we are in your debt once more.
No, no. We are the ones indebted to the 2 of you, for the Zavir Highlands are the first home of the Abets, even though one of the totems has been destroyed, and all have been evacuated due to the dreadwinter trees taking root all over.
Dreadwinter trees have been sighted there as well? You should go on ahead. I need to have a word with Tabudai.
I'll go.
Must not. The Zavir Highlands were abandoned by humans early on, so it was quite easy for us to settle down here. Gaining the wisdom of Sethra, the Witch of Rifts, did not come without its price. Let my veins, spread like spiderwebs beneath the highlands, absorb the life force of the surface. Those humans offered as living sacrifices to the witch didn't last for long, and upon the witch's demise, the settlement was quickly abandoned by the humans. We made their former first settlement into one of our own, and up until quite recently, had maintained it as such. We did so for the sake of the hawk and leopard abets, who had gone beyond the mountain of eternal winter long ago during our time in the highlands. But this too was their home. As we tended the land, we often left out some meat they enjoyed. Though they would never again return, wild animals would frequent our settlement and eat to their heart's content. Seeing this gave us some small relief, knowing the hawk and leopard abets would have some sanctuary to return to. At least, before the leopard totem was destroyed. Sethra's vase would always give off such a pleasant fragrance. It absorbed the life energy of the creatures that gathered around each totem, a sign that the health of the highlands was in a good state. However, when the totem was destroyed,
the eye that climbed out of hell's depths hungers. Only the infinite life force of the highlands can satisfy it. Only by returning the creatures to the highlands can we overcome the witch's trial.
When I was young, there was a fierce typhoon that nearly blew away all the settlements in the highlands. Back then, I helped rebuild the highlands, alongside my father and brother.
But the highlands are a dangerous place now. You and Lando should work on restoring the settlements, while I keep an eye on the Dreadwinter tree rooted in the highlands.
I'll go check on the other settlements.
We performed the cleanse, although not always until